Not yet, not yet. No, not yet. Wait for it. We can't just start pressing buttons.
Yeah, but you said when we go live, we could do what you said.
What's happening, everybody? Don't do it. Don't do it yet. Wait for it. You gotta wait for it.
No, but I want to show them my song.
Huh?
I want to show them my song. Tiny Diamond is my name. If you were wondering where I've been for the last few days,
What?
it was because I was at my mama's house.
How was that?
Tiny Diamond is my name. I have glitter and I throw it in your face.
Whoa. Hey, hi. I'm Scott. This is Tiny Diamond, and we're about to do some yoga. So just in case you were wondering what's going on here. So, but this is recorded on a Saturday. So there's something we have certain traditions that we always observe on a Saturday. One is that we always have cinnamon rolls, and two, we always do this. Hit it.
I love Saturday when anything is possible. I love Saturday 'cause I can wear my pajamas all day. I love Saturday 'cause I can watch TV all day.
I can see a little bit in my underwear.
And no one will
Behind. All right. Get out of here, Tiny Diamond. Hey, everybody. We have not seen the last of Tiny Diamond, she says. I hope you all are having a great day and you're ready to do some fun, hard work. Hey, I apologize. I was having so much fun with Tiny Diamond that I forgot to tell you this is kind of important. Go get a Frisbee or go get a plate from the kitchen. Seriously. Unless, of course, you have a weight, okay? This is for people that are watching at home and you don't have a bunch of plates that you can use to do some work with. We're just going to work a little bit on the shoulders first. So this mic is cutting in and out. Very faint. Thank you. Let's try this again. Hopefully that helps. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that better? Oh man, live is hard, you guys. So, you need, if you can hear, your mic isn't working. Your mic isn't working. Everything should be working now. You need a Frisbee. Go get a Frisbee. I'll wait. Go get a Frisbee or go get a plate. I think you even have one around here somewhere. Okay. Got it. Now, if you don't have a Frisbee, grab a plate. And if you have a weight plate, you know, that goes on a barbell, you can use that. That's the way this would typically be done. All right? So I just want to make sure that you have that. It's always a good idea to have a towel, okay? You also might want to go grab a towel. Let's go over here to Mufasa. This is my towel boy. And grab yourself like your crappiest beach towel. That would be awesome. So you're going to need those things. And what I want you to do to start is step onto your mat. Got your towel yet? Okay, for those that are waiting to go get a towel, let's do this. We're going to start this way. Go to your closest wall. And I want your feet far enough away from the wall that you have to fall back against it. Not that you could stand and not fall into it. Okay, that's important. So make sure you step your feet far enough forward. Let's go back to that camera. Your feet far enough forward that you can't stand. Your weight is all on your back on the wall. Now I want you to just take your elbows, create like robot arms. We are the robots. And then push your elbows back and take your shoulder blades off of the wall. Hold it here. You can do your little robot thing if you want. You guys remember that? I'm old. I'm 50 something now. So I remember Kraftwerk. That was like one of the first new wave songs. We are the robots. Does everybody have a towel yet? Are you still pushing your shoulder blades off of the wall? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Now get that towel. We're just making sure that we pre-have our shoulders for our work today, which is mostly going to focus on the back. But I want you to just hold it in your fists. See how the towel is draping on the ends? And I've got my fist right in front of my heart. As I start to stretch, I'm going to create enough looseness in my hands that my hands will start to slide apart. And while they're sliding apart, I'm lifting the towel up. But I'm releasing it very, very slowly so that by the time the towel is over the top of my head, I will literally be at the end of my rope or at the end of my towel on both sides. Go nice and slow until towel's above your head, hands are on the edge of the towel. Pull. Good work. Go ahead and lower that towel, and I want you to grab the center again, and then flip your hands over at the center, and then slide them about 6 inches apart, and then bring your elbows into your hips. Now I want you to try to tear the towel in half. Same thing here. You're going to slowly release the towel, the tension in your hands, so that your hands start to slide towards the edge. Are you feeling that? Feeling that burn? Not the Bernie Sanders burn, the other one. Okay? Keep your elbows in your sides. Keep sliding your hands out. I know you hate this. I know because I hate this. Oh, how dare you?
See, look at those houses.
Get out of here. And release. We're going to do everything one more time. Go ahead and drop your towel. Head over to the nearest section of wall that you can put your feet about 18 inches from, to where you have to lean back on the wall. Place your elbows on the wall. We are the robots. Now, push your button back off of the wall. Sorry, I don't have a camera here on my side, but the only thing touching the wall behind me is my elbows. Breathe. Mirabai is got me super roped into, super invested into Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch. And we really flipped out yesterday when one of the characters in the game just started randomly doing yoga. It was pretty cool. Now, release. Head back to your towel. Hold on to the center with hands on top of the towel. And now we're going to try to tear it in half, but we can't. So we're just going to loosen our grip enough that as we lift the towel from our chest above our shoulders, our hands start to slide to the ends. Keep that tension in your arms and your shoulders. Feel the burn. And when your towel is above your head, your hands are at the end of your towel, and pull. Good. Drop that towel and grab the center again. So you got an even amount on each side, and then take your hands to the bottom of the towel. Slide your hands 6 inches apart, elbows at the hips, and now try to do the same thing. Tear that towel in half, and since it won't tear in half, loosen your grip enough that your hands start to slide towards the ends. Now, you might be saying to yourself, this sucks so bad. And if you're saying that, you're doing it right. Release. That was fun. For no one. Step your feet nice and wide. And place your fists on the floor between your feet, or fists under your chest on the floor. And I want you to punch down so you feel your shoulder blades coming off your back. In other words, you're trying to punch your fists into the floor to get your heart away from your thumb knuckles. And now, keeping your arms straight, melt your heart towards your thumb knuckles and bring the shoulder blades onto your back. Now, punch those fists down into the floor so that the distance between your heart and your thumb knuckles increases. Keep your arms straight at the elbow and melt your heart towards your thumbs. One more time. Push knuckles into floor. Push your heart away from your thumbs. And now melt the heart to the thumbs. Nice work, guys. Go ahead and turn to the left. Step your left foot back. Press your heart back towards your feet. Bend your knees a little bit here, please, into crouching cat instead of downward facing dog. When we reduce that tension in the hamstrings, we can work more into the shoulders. So press your heart back into that line between your big toes. Look straight down where sweat would drop off your nose and hit your mat. As you inhale, lift your heels up slowly. As you exhale, press your heels down. Lower your knees to the floor, breathe in. As you sit your hips back, push your hands down like someone was going to steal your mat out from under your hands. Hold it down. Spring forward to plank. You can leave your knees down or lift them. Exhale, chest to the thumbs. Push up. Press back, bend the knees a little bit. And let's do it again. Inhale, lift your heels up high. Exhale, press them down. Lower the knees. Hips back, push down into the hands. Your head doesn't have to come to the floor, but let it if it'll go there. Come forward to plank. Exhale, chest to the floor. Push up and press back. One more time. Lift your heels. Press them down slowly. Knees to the mat. Hips back, push down in the hands. Spring to plank. Chest to the floor. Push up and press back. Now, lower your elbows, and we're in dolphin pose. Inhale forward, so your heart is right between your elbows, hovering off the floor. And just like we practice with our fists on the floor, melt your heart towards your elbows, and then push your heart away from the floor with your elbows, and then lift your hips. Step those feet in, press your heart back towards your big toes. Let's do that one more time. Slide your feet back a little bit, pull your heart forward, melt it towards your elbows, and then push your heart away from the floor. Lift your butt, step your feet in a couple of inches, press your heart back towards your feet. Lower your knees, come on to your hands. Yay! Happy Saturday, guys. Slide your right foot back, step your left hand left. Reach your right hand up. Look up at your right thumb. And now let's see if we can't get the right hand a little bit further away from the left hand, or the right hand a little bit closer to the left hand on our posterior. So reach right hand right, keep following your right thumb, and release. Right knee next to left, left hand steps in. Right hand steps out. Slide left foot back. Reach your left hand up. Look up for your thumb. Now draw your left thumb back a little bit further. Keep pushing right hand into the floor. And release. Nice job, guys. Step those knees and hands onto your mat. Lift the knees. Press the heart back to the feet. Keep a little bend in the knees. Crouching cat. All right. Let's do a sun B. Lift your right leg up. Exhale, step forward. And reach both hands up into the air. You're going to hate this one, because this is the classic, most basic one. Hands reach up, hands reach down. Step back, chest to the mat, push, and press. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step forward. Reach both hands up. Hold the first one. Just hold that nice little lunge. It's all about movement, right? But sometimes the movement slows down quite a bit so that your body can interpret what it is your mind is asking it to do. If we slow the movement down, it's a little bit like reading a book slower. If you get through to the bottom of the page, you're like, I didn't get, in fact, I hardly got shit, right? And you go back and you read through it a little bit slower. That's what we're doing right now. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, chest to the ground, push up, press back, right leg lifts. Exhale, step. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, chest to the floor, push, and press. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step. Reach both hands up. Reach both hands down. Step back. Touch your chest to the floor. Push and press. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step. Reach up, breathe in. Reach down, step back. Touch your chest to the floor. Push and press. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step. Reach both hands up. Exhale, reach down. Step back. Chest to the floor. Push and press. One more set. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach down. Step back. Chest to the floor. Push and press. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back. Chest to the floor. Push. Press. Knees to the mat. Sit back to the heels. Palms on your thighs. I like this position. If you're more of a child's pose, then go ahead and bow down. Close your eyes, catch your breath. Feel your blood coursing through your vein and that pounding in your heart. What a beautiful thing. We're going to work on our back today, but you can't work on the back without working on the shoulders too, or at least I don't think you should. Especially if we know a couple of simple rules that are going to make a profound difference in our body and how we feel every day and our posture. Let's get into it, shall we? Lift your butt and step your right foot forward. Hold your nice position. Lean forward, lift the left knee, rise up, Anjane. Now, all we got to do is one simple thing to start to incorporate some cross core into our lunge. Our right leg is in front, so lower your right hand. Your palm is facing the wall behind you, and your left palm is reaching up like you have a question, and your palm is facing forward. Now, all I want you to do is draw both hands back. Keep your arms straight. Doesn't have to go as far as you can to where you start to lose form or where one hand can go back into extension a little bit further. It's just about trying to see if you can move both of these hands the same distance, okay? Maintain that lunge, lift the left heel, and draw both hands back. Belly tight. Get out of here. I love you to death. Jam Bet was doing yoga? The frog? You guys, Jam Bet was doing yoga. That's amazing. All right, now we're going to switch. Left hand to the floor. Right hand sweeps up to the ceiling. Keep that right knee bent. If we straighten the right leg, that's not a bad thing. That's just not what I want to show the body right now. Because if you straighten that leg, you're going to pull your spine a little bit more into flexion. And we want to try to maintain that feeling of extension. That's your collarbones, trying to lift away from your right hip. And you can pull the right hip back too and press the right knee in. Oh, it feels good. One more breath. And release it. Turn 180 degrees. Right knee down. Hands on the left thigh, and you're facing the other side of your mat. So rather than have you stare at my butt, I'm going to switch cameras. All right. Deep breath through the nose. I love that feeling when you first start your practice and you're like, shit, I don't know, man. This is kind of, we could stop now, just go get some mimosas. And then you just get over that hill to where you're like, okay, yeah, I'm in. You got me. That's where I am right now. Lift your right knee. You had me at spinal extension. Reach your right hand up. Just go ahead and leave that left hand down. You're reaching for the ceiling, reaching for the floor. Now, see if you can draw both hands back evenly. And notice where you feel resistance first. Is it in the chest and the right shoulder? Or is it in underneath the left shoulder? Just keep the arms straight and draw them back. Keep the right heel high and the right leg straight. Release. Right hand to the floor. Left hand sweeps up to the ceiling. Keep that left knee bent. Press down into the ball of your right foot. Don't just stand on it. You'll feel that in your hip flexors, in both of them. Release. Left hand down. Left foot steps back. Lower your chest to the floor. Slide your hands forward. I'm very worried about this microphone. Okay. Now, press into palms. We're not doing cross core, by the way. Here's what I want you to do. Press into the balls of your feet. That should lift your knees. Lift your palms. And then float your palms 3 inches across the floor as you reach for the back edge of your mat. Slowly bring your hands forward again. And take them back again. Come forward. Watch as your thumbs meet. And reach back. This time place your hands on the floor next to your hips. And lift your chest just a little bit higher, not as high as you can. And lower down. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Leave your knees on the floor, please. Push up into a tabletop. Walk your hands back to your knees. Hands on the thighs. Sit to your heels for a moment. Just bring our spine back to neutral. You have a plate or a Frisbee, I hope. And if not, yeah, it's fine. All right, step your right foot forward. Turn to your left. Rise up. So I'm getting better at making flows that will always let you see your screen. Now with your feet far apart, go ahead and grab your plate or your Frisbee, all right? Turn your right foot out, lunge into your right knee. So our legs are in Warrior Two, and our hands have a Frisbee. So I've got my fingers in or in the inside of the plate, and you're showing the surface of the Frisbee or the back of the plate to your face. All you're gonna do is take it to the right and bring it behind your back. And that may seem really easy to you, but for guys that are a little bit more bigger in the shoulder, this can be pretty challenging. Now we're gonna go the other way. Right hand over left and draw the plate to the left and behind your head. And you're literally, whatever surface you're looking at is going to go right around your head like a planet goes around the sun, okay? So back over the right shoulder and then go over the left shoulder. And while we're doing that, we're maintaining this nice warrior lunge. Bring your arms in front. Now, in the gym, you'd probably do this with weights, right? We're doing it more for mobility than for strength. And just to remind a concert of muscles how they work cooperatively So just keep working your plate or your frisbee around your head. And let's come out one more time. And we're going to take it behind us. Grab on, just like you did in front of you, but now behind you. Bow to the inside of your right knee and lift the frisbee or the plate. It's fun to try to create or find creative solutions to not having equipment in your house. And release. Straighten the right leg, turn the right foot in, turn the left foot out, and bring your frisbee or plate in front of your chest, lunge into your left knee. Let's do the other side. Show this plate to your face, and then bring it over one shoulder. And here's what I don't want you to do at home, guys. Okay, rotate, spin. You're trying to get this plate around you without anything touching your head. It's a little bit Madonna, you know. What is that? What was that video? What was that video? Somebody leave me a comment. It's going to drive me crazy. In other words, make nice, coordinated, smooth movements so that hopefully your right side and left side, front and back, are receiving almost the same experience. And because of imbalances in the body, that's going to be hard to do. Vogue. Thank you, Kelly. That was going to drive me nuts. Now, take it behind you and bow your heart to the inside of your left knee and lift the frisbee. My whole problem was I had express yourself in my head the whole time. Don't go for second best, baby. And rise back up. And turn your left foot in. And place that towel or with a frisbee or the plate on the floor. Place your hands on the floor. And make sure your hands are on the edge of your mat. And we're just going to come forward and put more pressure in the fingertips. Then push your butt to the wall behind you. Take the pressure off the hands. And then come forward to where you have to rely on your hands so you don't hit your head. And then push back. And come forward. And release. Now we're going to turn to the left. Step the left foot back. Lower your knees for a moment so I can show you this next move that we're going to do. All right? It's really simple. Except it's going to suck and be super hard. But conceptually, it's simple. Plant your hands, lift your knees. You're in a plank position. And you're just going to step your toes away from your hands until you step off the back of your mat. Walk your feet forward. Notice my feet are moving like duck feet. I'm not bending my knees and stepping forward. I'm only stepping with my toes. And then I'm going to melt heart towards thumbs. Push heart away. Walk the feet back. Off the back edge of the mat, walk the feet forward until the shoulders are above the wrists. Melt the heart towards the thumbs, and then push away. Walk your feet back or your toes back until you're off your mat. Maybe take another 2 steps backwards, and then walk forward. Heart melt towards the thumbs, and the heart pushes away. There's no elbow bending there. One more time, guys. Walk your feet back off the back edge of your mat, and then hold it here. And then walk your toes forward, melt your heart towards your thumbs, push away, lower the knees. Woo! Bind your hands behind you. Widen the knees. Forehead to the floor. Lift your fist, pull your knuckles over your ass, not over your head. Release. Walk forward, cross the ankles, take a seat on the center of your mat. Extend your legs out in front of you. Okay. You know what also is messing with my head right now? I love you guys. I love doing all this yoga. But now my kid is in my head. She's out there playing Animal Crossing, and I'm doing this. Now I want your hands behind you, but here's what I want you to see. Watch this. Turn your thumbs to point at the edge of your mat where your feet are. That means your fingers point out, all right? Fingers point out, thumbs point forward. Lift your hips. Look up at the ceiling. Don't look at your toes. Don't drop your head back. Try to drag your heels back. Don't try to bend your knees and step your feet back. Keep your legs straight. Try to drag your heels back towards your thumbs. Release. There we go. Cross your ankles. Hands at the top. Step your feet to the back. Lie down on your belly. Slide your hands forward. This time, leave your hands on the floor and lift your legs. Point your toes. My hands on the floor are creating the feeling like I'm literally trying to drag myself forward off my mat. So I'm really even bringing my shoulder blades down my back slowly. And release. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Keep your knees on the floor. And push back to tabletop. Lift your knees and come into crouching cat or downward facing dog. And let's do our second standing sequence. Rest will probably be on the floor. Right leg lifts up, step it forward, reach both hands up into the air. So we're teaching ourselves in our lunge to also back bend contralaterally. That means opposite hand, opposite leg. Moving. This time your left hand, which camera am I on? It's going to be on your sacrum. And you want that middle finger, your longest finger, you know the one. You want that one right there at the top of your butt crack. And you want your right, oh my God, it was backwards, guys. I'm sorry. Right hand on your low back. Left hand slides over the thumb. Your left hand is in a half skull position. Lift your elbow, look up at the ceiling, lunge into your right knee, and push into your right hand with your tailbone. So I'm pushing back against my hand, and I'm lifting my heart so that I feel the back bend move up my lumbar into the thoracic. And then release. Your left hand reaches forward. Right hand reaches back. Weight comes forward. Slide the left foot forward till you can lift it without pushing and using momentum. And just like we did standing in our earlier set, you're going to try to lift your hands as close to the ceiling as you can. Keep your hips neutral to the floor. And step back. Left hand to the floor. Right hand reaches up. Reach down. Turn 180 left. Rise up into your lunge. High lunge. I forget my own rules sometimes. So I'm always trying to show you to the camera so that you can see what we're doing here. We're not just trying to practice yoga, we're trying to learn yoga. So place your left hand, and I'm sorry you're taking the class of such a poor teacher. No, stop self-judging, Scott. You're great. Place your right hand on the side of your head. Life is so beautiful because it's so fucked up and weird. Lift your heart, look up. Now your left hand is pushing into your back. Push that section of your back against your hand while you lift your right elbow. but pin the right armpit down. Keep using the center of your spine to lift your heart up. Release. Right hand reaches forward. Left hand reaches back. Don't kick off your right foot. Keep that right leg straight. So if you have to, slide it forward and then lift. You're trying to keep your torso square to the floor underneath you and lift right hand and right leg and left hand. Steady breath, guys. Bend the left knee, softly step the right foot back. Plant the right hand. Left hand sweeps forward and turns up. Yeah. Reach your left hand down. Step back. Crouching cat. And step your right foot forward. Turn to your left. Rise up. Yay, there you are again. Hi, I love you. Turn your right foot out. Oh, warrior two. Reach your hands out. As soon as I can speak calmly, I'll start talking again. Give me a couple breaths. Why are you taking a yoga class from an old dude trying to chase down a kid? Oh, I don't know, but I love you. Now, keep your right knee bent. We're gonna keep this lunge, man. Normally, I would have you straighten your legs as you reach up. Keep this knee bent. Reach your hands up and press your palms together above your head. Reach your hands out. Bring your hands in front of your chest and push together. Reach your hands out. Reach up. Push. Reach out. And push. Hands out. Reach up. And push. Reach out. Hands in front of chest. And push. Now hands out, wide, flip the palms up, palms up. Release. Straighten the right leg. We're going to do the other side. Turn the left foot out. Lunge into the left knee. These muscles on your shoulders are going to be key to getting into a back bend. That's one of the things. Also our glutes. Hands reach out, flip the palms up. Reach up, breathe in, and press when the hands meet. Draw the hands down. Bring your hands in front of your heart and press them together when they meet. Reach your hands away from you. Flip your palms, come up, and press. Reach your hands out. Palms come together in front of your heart and press. Hands out. Hands up and press. Hands out. Hands in front of us. Press. Reach your hands out. And come up one more time and press. Reach your hands out. Hold it here. Straighten your left leg, turn your left toes in, bind your hands behind your butt, and bow forward. Lift those fists, unlock the knees. Pull your groin back. Try to get your ass back over that long edge of your mat behind your heels. Release your hands. Turn your body 90 degrees left. Left foot back, knees down. All right. We're going to take the knees wide apart. Point the toes, sit to your heels. If it's uncomfortable to sit, slide something under your butt to sit on. Should we do a bakasana? Yeah, we should maybe do a bakasana. Let's do this first. Come into a tabletop. This is always a good idea to really try to create a little bit more mobility in the wrist before you try to balance on your arms, because ultimately this is an arm balance. So take your right hand and rotate it and then push down. In fact, take your left hand, thumb to shoulder. Plant the left hand, rotate the right hand, rotate the left hand, and then push down like you put your left hand on a bathroom scale, and take your right thumb to your right shoulder. Good. Plant your right hand, rotate the left hand. Walk your hands back, lift the knees. Plant the hands, lift the heels, but not your butt. We're going to do the exact opposite in a little bit. We're going to really need those glutes. But for right now, clamp your knees onto your shoulders so that it's literally, let's go to the front. You can see that when I squeeze my knees into my triceps, I literally push my elbows in and forward, almost into hyperextension, and then come forward into the fingertips and lift the feet. Keep squeezing knees into shoulders. And release. Lower the feet. Lower the knees, keep them apart, and sit back to the heels. Now, there's two ways to approach this. In fact, there's probably a lot of ways to approach this, but see what works for you, okay, if this is going to work at all. But we're going to take some steps towards doing a real spinal strengthening arm balance. So that means that I'm going to place my hands just on the inside of my knees where my triceps were earlier when my knees were lifted, okay? And then I'm going to rotate both hands so that my fingers point at my feet and my thumbs point away from my body. And the more I bring my butt off of my heels and come forward, the more I can get into my natural range of motion at the wrist. But it's really hard when you're sitting down, right? I get that. So we're going to lift the butt and then bend the elbows. Now I'm bringing my elbows not to my belly button. I'm bringing my elbows to my sides, like a cricket, right? So I want those elbows in nice and tight, but not under you, because people think that's how I'm going to get my legs up, is if I create a shelf with my upper arm, the triceps. But if you do that, let me go to the side camera. If I bring my elbows to my belly button, you see how my back is round? Well, I can't go into extension if my spine's already in flexion, right? So that's why if I keep my elbows here, my heart can go forward, but if I bring my elbows in front of me, my heart collapses, okay? So we don't want to be there. Now let's go back to the other camera. Let's plant those hands again. And when the elbows bend, I'm going to lower my nose to the floor or the forehead, and I'm just going to try to lift the knees. And then, lifting the knees up and down a couple of times, I'm just going to test that water, right? If your hip flexors got a little crampy there, just lean back and lift your butt off your feet. And let's try that again, all right? I'm going to go to the side, and I'm going to turn to the side, and you guys don't have to do that. But I want you to see that if my fingers are pointing at my knees, then my elbows, when they bend, they naturally want to come in, right? That's a great thing. So we're also trying to fire those obliques. Did you ever do this when you were a kid? You place your hand on your wet armpit and you go, right? So imagine you've got a hand under your armpits. Squeeze them in, all right? Now your elbows are squeezing into your sides. That's why we were doing this with the towel earlier, right? Your elbows are squeezing into your sides, but I also want you to push your inner body out against your elbows. So you're trying to squeeze out all the light air and space, the inside of your arm and the side of your ribs. Let's try that again. Lift your butt, plant your hands, okay? Fingers point at knees or feet. Bend the elbows, lower the heart, and then practice lifting your knees off the floor. And hopefully, if we can lift the knees and keep lifting the knees. Up, 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 up. Then the legs can straighten. And, ooh, I'm really feeling that in my wrists and shoulders. So I can remember a day when that was a lot easier for me. And I think it will be again, but I think that that's the first time in maybe even a couple of months that I've been trying something weird like that. So I'm definitely feeling the strain and the struggle of being a dad under quarantine. So roll out your wrist for a moment. We are going to try that again. I'm going to give you a couple more tips to think about. Because if it's hard to lift the knees, once you get your knees off the floor, but they're bent, then we need to really work those hamstring glute connection of trying to keep the heels at the glutes, okay? So let's try that again. And just like me, your results will vary, but this is hard today. I'm feeling it, guys. If you're feeling it, I'm with you. We're in this together. Oh man, I sounded like Gal Gadot right there. But it's true. Bend your elbows and keep your heels at your butt and lift your knees. And then straighten. Okay, that one felt a little bit better. And then when you lift and you're pushing and all those muscles on your back, it's going to feel like this. Where did my neck go? Because this is what's happening, right? Take those things down. Take your right hand and reach around your back and pin it there. And lower left ear to shoulder. You can turn your head very gently, very slowly. And then switch. What I've recognized since I've been quarantined here in the yoga studio with Tiny Diamond is I've been backing off of some hard work. I'm always practicing, but there's one thing that's absolutely true. The older we get, if you're in your 20s, both bless you and damn you, but we're not thinking about what it's going to feel like in our body to be 40, 50, 60. And once we put some miles on, it's going to feel a whole lot differently. I'm not talking down to anybody who's younger here. I'm just saying that if I could go back and be 25 again, I'd be doing the hard work and I'd be ramping it up as I get older, because as we age, we have to ramp it up. You literally have to tell the cells in your muscles, you have to keep working, keep replicating and repairing, because I still need you, because I still use you, okay? But they won't believe you. Talk is cheap to your muscle cells. Ooh. Kelly says, woohoo, first time. God bless you, Kelly. All right, guys. Come to a seated position. Extend your right leg out. Now we work the glutes a lot, glute hamstring. We definitely want to stretch the back, the right side. So let's go ahead and start into our typical stronger cool down. Grab the right foot with the right hand, left hand on the knee. I always try to show you guys similar things, or things that what am I trying to say here? The things that are proven to be really effective and efficient when you're in your yoga movement. Just like you want to be efficient in the gym. Turn your chest to the left. Lean towards your left knee so your right butt cheek comes off the floor. Then drive through the right heel and keep rotating your trunk. You're trying to turn your chest to the left, away from your foot, and your foot is trying to push away from your back. Now your right shoulder blade tries to bring your foot back towards you. Release. Plant your right foot and hold your knee on the inside of your elbow. Place your right hand behind you. Lift your heart and turn to the right. Be tall, be dignified, be proud. Don't be slumpy. Don't be slumpy. Release. Now, facing forward again, grab your right foot, lift your heel off the floor, and push through your heel. And if you want, grab the foot with both hands. Even if your knee is bent, that's fine. Don't forget, if you have a towel, you can always take the towel if you just don't have the mobility to get your hand to your foot. Your towel can be the link between your hands and your feet if they can't link directly, all right? And just push through the heel. Don't just lift your foot, lift your heart. So we don't want to round into the back. Keep lifting collarbones. Nice work, guys. Other side. Left foot slides out, right foot comes in. Right hand on your knee, lean forward and begin to turn to your right knee. We want this left butt cheek off of the floor, not to this degree, right? Just so it's not touching the floor, and somebody could slide a piece of paper under your ass. Grab your left foot and turn your chest away from your left foot. Turn your eyes so you can't see your left foot. Your left foot tries to slide away from you. Your left shoulder tries to pull your foot back towards you, but you just keep twisting. Let's twist again, like we did last yoga practice. Let's twist again, like we did last year. Do you remember? I could keep going, but I won't. Release. Plant your left foot, capture your left knee, and place your Spider-Man hand. That's a Spider-Man hand. That's how Spider-Man climbs a wall, on his fingertips. Slide that back behind you. Lift the heart. Tighten the belly away from your left thigh as you turn, pull your left knee into your right ribs. And then turn back to your left foot and grab it with one hand or both. Your call. Use a towel just to do the same thing on both sides. I'm going to use the towel method. If you are using a towel, even if you're not, but you can always pull a little bit, okay? But don't let pulling at the elbows, because the body does not get too many opportunities to pull in yoga. But if you are going to pull, don't round. Keep the heart lifting away from the floor and keep trying to pull your shoulder blades onto your back. Don't just bend at the elbows and go down and collapse. Release. Now, if you're a Shavasana guy or gal, turn to your left and lie down. And if you're a Sukhasana guy or gal, or non-gendered being, then just sit in seated meditation pose. Rest your arms at your sides if you're lying down. Rest your palms on your thighs if you're seated up. Take some deep breaths. Now, if you're lying down without lifting the back of your head off your mat, turn your chin, roll it towards your right shoulder, and then your left. If you're seated in Sukhasana, lower your left ear towards your shoulder, keep your nose pointing forward, and then do the other side. Lower right ear to right shoulder. Move your head and neck around any way you like if it's bringing more comfort and ease into your body right now. What a practice, this yoga thing. I hope you feel strong, and I hope you feel healthy, and I hope the practice helps you find clarity. As you can hear, I have a lot of high hopes. Just like that little old ant. Soften your jaw. Relax your eyelids on your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me, whether it's live or later. Thank you to all of our supporters and sponsors through Patreon. You can always leave us a donation if you'd rather not be a monthly member on the Cash App or Venmo. Have a beautiful day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 Mountain Standard Time. Namaste.